Thank you for coming on my thing today. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
All good.
Podcast. So we've got 7 questions to ask you, if that's all right.
Sure, fire away.
So my first question is, who's the best player you've played with and why?
Oh God, I get asked this question quite a lot, and it's different for a number of reasons. If you're talking about who I enjoy playing with, then I can narrow that down quite quickly. The person I enjoyed playing the most with was either Rod Wallace, Tony Yeboah, or Tony Agana, because we scored lots of goals together at Sheffield United, and Tony's still a good friend of mine. Rod is still a good friend of mine, and Tony was just a joy to play with. So for different reasons, there was different. It's hard to define which one. And then there were other strike partners I played with who were very good as well. So yeah.
Did he play with Deane Whitehouse? Did you play with Deane Whitehouse?
Yes, I did. I played with Deane. Me, Deane, and Tony played in the same team for a little while.
Yeah, Dane's my cousin.
I know that.
So my second question is, who's the best player you've played against and why?
Oh, so the best player I played against was a player called Lilian Thuram. Now, Thuram won the World Cup with France. He played for Parma in Italy, Juventus, Monaco, which is where I played against him, and Barcelona. And he's a top player. His son actually plays in Germany now. So, but he was the best defender I've ever played against. He was it was really difficult to play against, and I was glad when the final whistle went.
I bet he was like a solid defender.
Yeah, it was like a rash, actually. He was just everywhere, and every time I went for the ball, he was quicker to the ball than me. He was very strong, very good technically. He's an absolute legend in France, and I played against him when I was at Leeds, and we played against Monaco in the UEFA Cup, and that game was at Ellen Road, and he man-to-man marked me, and it was a difficult game. So I would say that he's the one person I think in my career who gave me nightmares.
He sounds solid.
Yeah, you should look him up. You'll be surprised.
I'll have a look on YouTube.
Yeah, I've got his shirt because after the game we swapped shirts. I'm sure he's using mine to wash his car with. But I've got his safely tucked up so that I can tell my kids when they grow up.
Oh, so my third question is, it's a bit of a random question. It's just something to put on. What's your favourite meal?
Oh gosh, good one. I like food, especially since I finished playing. So my wife has just cooked a risotto, which I love, which is prawns and chorizo. It's like a seafood risotto, which is beautiful. So I've been looking forward to that today. I like salmon and salad nowadays. I really like that. I can cook a little bit myself, so I'll always I prepare the salmon myself, and what I'll do is I'll buy it, I'll season it, which means I'll put I'll put lemon, I'll put salt, pepper on it just to clean it, and then I'll put garlic on as well, and then what I'll do is I will then fry it for a short while just to seal it, and then I'll put it in the oven. And then we have that with either salad or potatoes. So yeah, that's what I like.
That sounds like really nice.
It is.
So my fourth question is, what's the best shirt swap you have done? And like you told us a minute ago, kind of what a good shirt swap you did.
Yeah, you know what? I was never a big shirt swapper because I always used to think I never wanted to think for anybody to think that they were a better player than me. So I never would go and swap the shirts. You know, I felt it was like, no, I'm not going to ask somebody for his shirt. I'm not a fan. This is my opponent. So there are a few shirts I swap with. I mean, you know, you won't know any of these. Your dad might, but I swapped my shirt when I played against Real Madrid once, and I swapped it with a guy called Ivan Zamorano. I swapped a shirt with Thuram, like I've said. He won the World Cup. And I've got quite a few. I've kept a lot of my shirts, but there are one or two that I did swap with as well. But I would say either the Real Madrid shirt or Thuram was a good one. There's also a player who played for Belgium called Enzo Schifo, who is an absolute legend. And I swapped shirts with him when I played against him when he was playing for a club in France called Auxerre.
Yeah, that's like, it sounds good. Like,
it was.
When I was watching Ronaldo's first ever Man United game, like, not the first ever one he did, like when he come back to Man United against Newcastle, and I was counting how many people were coming up to him for a shirt swap. So about 5 people coming up to him, and after the game he put a speech out and he said, Newcastle players really think I'm going to swap shirts when it's my first game back at Man United.
Yeah. Well, you see, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I would be, even if I wanted to ask him for a shirt swap, if I was playing, I couldn't ask him, because I think that when you do that, it makes you less of an opponent. You know, it's like you're a fan rather than an opponent. And I've got my pride, so I wouldn't, you know, there's only very few occasions that I felt comfortable doing that. I actually played when I was at Middlesbrough. We played Real Madrid. This is the second time, and it was Luis Figo's first game for Real Madrid, and we played in a friendly. All the players at Borough, they all went to swap shirts, and I walked off because I'd scored. We drew 1-1 and I scored, but I think I do regret it now, because it's not so much about me. It'd be nice to have those for my little boy, you know, so that he can say, oh, you know, look this up. So I do have some regrets, but I think overall, you know, it's like I said, I'm a very proud person, so I would never really ask for somebody to swap shirts, especially if they didn't want my shirt anyway. Yeah.
I've heard of Luis Figo. Like I think I was watching YouTube or something about, and it come up with like a Luis Figo goals. And I was just watching it for about 20 minutes, and I'm thinking he's a good player.
He's a great player. It was at one point. When he moved to Real Madrid, he was the most expensive player in the world, and this was around 2001, and he went for 37. Was it 37 million or 46 million? One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, top player.
Before I did this interview with you, I was watching some YouTube videos about what you did, and I remember watching the YouTube video where you I think you're playing with Burnley. You got 2 hat tricks in like 4 games, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I got 2 hat tricks in 2 games, and one was against Burnley and one was against Ipswich.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I thought you was playing with Burnley or playing against Burnley.
Yeah, I was playing. You know what happened in that game? Somebody elbowed me in my mouth, or I got kicked in my tooth, and I got really angry, and that's why I scored a hat trick, because I wanted to, I wanted to smash everything. I was like the Incredible Hulk.
That's like, you know, like at my football, I'm only young, but if someone hurts me and I'm down at 4, then I look up at them and I stare at them for about like 5 seconds straight. And then
we go, oh!
Yeah. And then if they've got a ball, I run at them like mad, and I just like kick, I just go straight through them.
No, you got to do it fairly, you know what I mean? You don't want to getting sent off's no good for anybody, you know? So what you have to do is you have to channel your anger. That's what they say.
Yeah. I nearly got sent off today.
Oh dear. We don't like getting sent off.
No, it scared me. So my 5th question, is who was your idol when you was 11?
My idol. Oh, didn't really have one. I think the only idols I had was my big brother. As my big brother used to play, and he's like my mentor, and I looked up to my brother. And the other one was Cyril Regis, because Big Cyril he looked very much like the kind of person that I wanted to be. He was full of muscles, he was quick, he was strong, and defenders used to bounce off him. And he was a black guy. So I used to think at that age, well, I look like him, and maybe because of that, maybe I can make it as a professional footballer as well.
Yeah. So my sixth question is, what is your favourite pair of football boots?
Oh wow. Okay, so I used to wear Nike. I had a contract with Nike, so I used to get all my boots from them. They used to do a boot called the Tempo, which was really good back in the day. My first boots, when I was about your age, it was around the time of the 1978 World Cup. And I remembered I asked my mum and dad very politely, and I begged them and pleaded with them, and they got me a pair of Puma World Cup Menottis, they were called. Menotti was the coach of the Argentinian national team when they won it. They won the World Cup in Argentina, and the manager was called Cesar Menotti. Yeah. And I got these boots, and I'll never forget, the leather was so soft and lovely,
Was he nice? Was he nice?
Was he nice?
No, was the boots nice?
Oh yeah, they were lovely. Great boots. So that was that, and then I scored 4 goals against QPR in a pair of white Asics boots for Leeds United, and I've still got them. So I'll keep them for my son now.
Yeah, I like Nike boots or Adidas.
They're too Oh yeah, you know what? I do wear. I used to wear World Cup Mundials.
Right? Oh yeah, I wear them as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? When I was at Leicester, what used to happen was we'd get rubbers, and then the kit man would cut the rubber studs out of the boot.
Yeah.
And replace them with
little metal
with proper studs. Yeah. So it was like wearing a training boot in games. It was brilliant.
Yeah, my dad likes things like that. He's gonna try. He's ordered some little like metal and normal studs, and he's wanting to get into like changing stud things on people's boots.
Okay.
I like Puma boots as well. I've got a pair of them. Do you know the new ones, like the Neymar ones, the Puma Ultras?
Okay, I don't really pay attention to boots now because I don't need them.
So I'm on my 7th question now, but I think I've got like 2 questions I've got to ask you like after.
Go on, man.
So it's, if you could box any footballer in a boxing match, who would it be and why?
Oh gosh, I don't know really. If I could have a fight with any footballer, who would it be? I don't know. Not really. That's a question. I mean, I don't dislike anybody that much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a difficult one. Do you like boxing?
Yeah, I used to do it when I was little, and then I was alright at it, to be honest. And then I stopped for a bit, like focus on my football, because I was just doing that to get fit, and I was starting to get good at it. So I thought I'd focus on my football. And then after that, when I got a bit older, I started boxing just to start getting fit after COVID again, and then start.
You should do as many sports as you can.
Yeah,
because what it'll do is it'll make you more aware of your body. So whether it's cricket, whether it's badminton, tennis, boxing gives you discipline and it gives you confidence. So if anybody, if you can box, then you don't have to prove yourself because you know that you can look after yourself. And it's about then just walking away,
Yeah.
But
Like,
knowing that you can look after yourself if you need to.
yeah, like I did dancing. That were all right to get my fitness up, and like it was good. That I like my boxing. I do drums. That works on my arms, kinda.
Yeah.
And I enjoy drums.
Dancing's good because it helps with your footwork.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. He went, if you start doing dancing, your footwork will become like really good, like with all your moves and like things like that.
You do all the skills.
Yeah.
So the answer is I'm not sure. I can't really think of anybody that I'd want to punch in the face that much. You know, I'd probably do a bit of damage if I did as well. Not now anyway, but back then maybe. Yeah.
Like so I think we've got like one more question, isn't it? You score the first ever Premier League goal?
I did.
I bet that was like felt right good, like really good when you did that.
I mean, I don't know. At the time, it didn't really. I suppose at the time I was just scoring a goal. It didn't really mean anything. And then, I suppose when I finished playing, a lot of people started saying, "Well, you scored the first Premier League goal." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's quite cool, isn't it?" But you know, it's nice because I was the first. It's always good to be the first. Remember that. Yeah. It's great. It's great for my kids, but it also means that I have a responsibility to myself because people are always going to remember that about me, and I want people to have good memories about me.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to be a good boy all the time. That's what happens. That's what happens when you first say anything. You have to be good.
Yeah.
You know.
Like when you've done it, then you can't not become first.
Can't take it back. Exactly.
Yeah. Like when you've come first in something, then you can never not come first in that.
Exactly. And you should always want to come first. You know.
So I've got no more questions now.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming on podcast.
It's been a pleasure, Shay. Really nice to meet you. I'm sorry that I couldn't be a little bit more direct at times, you know, when we were trying to work out when we were coming, but I've got a house full of people here, so it's all good.
It's no problem.
All right. Well, nice meeting you, yeah?
Yeah, so thank you.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye.